Paul, you returned to action on Saturday. How good did it feel to be back in action?
Good skills from Anderson.
Great to come back in. Obviously, come back so quick with having quite a serious injury. I was desperate to play and just forced myself with the physios and surgeons to try and let me play. And they said, yeah, it's fine, it's healed well enough. So I've got a good 75 minutes under my belt, which was needed. And to do it against the local rivals at such a high tempo game was good to come back.
Davis shepherding that out. Anderson doesn't like it. And he protests to the referee and gets a booking for his pains.
You've been champion at the bit, hadn't you? Of course, you had a broken arm and had it pinned. And I think the surgeon, there was a little bit of pressure from you, wasn't there, to get the all clear from the surgeon to be able to play in the game?
Yeah, they said 2 weeks, which would have led to a few days after the Derby game. So I said, look, it's a couple of days. I'm a young lad, I'm a fit lad, so it'll heal better than most people. So I'm really pushing it, and then the gaffer come in as well, and he put a bit of pressure on the physios and the surgeons. So they said, yeah, everything's fine, and I can go in, and as long as it's well bandaged up and lots of padding, then I should be all right.
I'd imagine physically it was a test, but psychologically as well, because there must always been that nagging suspicion in your mind that what if you fell awkwardly or fell on it again?
Yeah, I've sort of perfected my role in training, so fell on it a few times in training and just started getting used to sort of a bit of touch here and then trying to hold people off, and I felt I did quite well with physically on Saturday with my arm, because it was obviously difficult mentally.
You had to wear a protective cast. What was the procedure with that? Did the referee have to check it out beforehand, or
the
what?
Referee checked it, and he literally looked at it and said, yeah, it's fine, just make sure it's padded, because obviously it's quite hard, so it can affect other players. So padded it up with a bit of cotton wool and stuff, and it was fine.
Wasn't the perfect return though, was it, bearing in mind the scoreline?
No, obviously we're very disappointed as a squad on a personal view as well. I'm a local lad, and it's disappointing to lose twice to them at home. So we're disappointed, the fans are disappointed, the staff are disappointed, but we've got 12 games left. We're looking forward, and we're going to avoid that relegation and really push on to stay away from it.
Problem is, just a few weeks ago you were looking upwards, but now you're back looking over your shoulders with just 1 point separating you from the bottom three.
Yeah, we are, but we've had a few injuries, and a lot of young lads have come in. It's been difficult, and the young boys have done really well. I think a lot of them have really performed and been put in at the deep end, and they've done well. So we're still clear of the relegation, and we all think in there, we're all positive in there. We know we're good enough to stay away from the relegation, so pick up a few points against tough teams in the next few fixtures and we'll be fine.
It's unfamiliar territory for you, this, because it's your second full season in first team football. You were on loan at Swansea last year when they were flying and eventually won the League One title, and now you find yourself in a relegation battle. Yeah,
that was always it's expected. The new clubs come up. Doncaster were in the same position, we're in the same position. Swansea are doing well this year, and all the best to them. But I'm where I am, and I'm enjoying being in around the lads here. So we're all positive, we're all confident. Obviously we've had a bit of a setback over the last couple of weeks, but we've got a full strength squad back. Guy Moose is playing in reserve tonight, so he's back, and he'll be a massive lift for the team. Big character for us, so hopefully we can go on, get a couple of wins over the next couple of games, and everyone will be talking about us going up the league again.
Is the belief genuinely still there? I mean, it seemed that when you were on that great run in January, that every time you went out there with an attitude that we're not going to be beaten, and the chances are we're going to win. That must have disappeared somewhat, hasn't it, that mood?
It's difficult, obviously. When you get in there, you just need the fans to get behind us, really. It's difficult when people are expecting us to lose, and when you've got supporters are there to support you. So if they really get behind us, we've got the belief we can do it. If they get belief as well and really get stuck in behind us, if we go 1-0 down, there's still 70 minutes left in the game. So we all think we can do it. We just need everyone else in and around the club to believe it as well.
The vast majority of the fans are there for you, though, aren't they? Especially those that go away from home as well.
I've had a lot of support since I've come here. Obviously, we've been struggling for most of the season, but I've had a lot of fans really support me as an individual, and I've heard a lot of good reports about the other players as well. So most of them, you get them at every club. Some people just want to slate you and are here to put a bit of a pessimistic side on it. But we're all confident in the changing room. Hopefully most of the fans are confident with us, and we all believe that we're going to stay on.
And what Forest need is a nice easy game, don't they, to get themselves up and running again. So
yeah, we'll
trip to Reading on Saturday.
no games easy in the Championship, but it would be nice if someone had a bit of a bad day and we come out, scored 3 or 4 goals. It would be really nice, but that's not how football works, and you've got to work hard for your results. So we're all working hard. We've been in training today. It's been a really difficult session, and the gaffer's really pumping us up and ready for the action on Saturday.